Aside from Tony Stewart, we'll have cameras inside 7 other cars today. Casey Kane trying to bounce back from that 38th place finish last week. Greg Biffle, last year's winner. You heard Alan Bestwick say. Kyle Busch trying to get a 5th win on the season. There's the 4-time champ Jeff Gordon, a 4-time Dover winner. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. starting about where he started a week ago. But folks, last week, remember, he drove all the way toward the front, only to come up short here in the final laps with an accident on the racetrack. Our overall crewman today is the front tire changer for Robbie Gordon, Mark Hollywood Armstrong. And Hollywood, the pits at Dover are really, really tight.
Doc, they are. Over the past few weeks, there's been a number of pit crew members injured on pit road, and Dover is certainly one of those. Not only do you have to pay attention to your environments and all the other stuff that's going on during a pit stop, but we also got to pay attention to what the crew chief's got going on today with the weather. And you got to have a lot of adjustments in these race cars. And for that, we'll go to Dave.
Well, Hollywood, in our countdown show, Rusty Wallace showed everyone how the rains last night washed off of the Goodyear rubber that had been worked into the pores and grooves of this racetrack. The adjustments that the crews are going to have to make to start out with, like crew chief Shane Wilson here for Clint Boyer, is actually nothing. They're going to have to wait because they've all told me that over time, this track is going to take the Goodyear rubber right back in, and this track is going to be the same way it was when they practiced on Saturday. So the adjustments you made to your car yesterday, the condition you left it in, the part you liked, you can keep for today. But your biggest adjustment at the start is to wait. Vince?
Well, Dave, if you don't wait and these chase drivers become a little bit too aggressive with the monster, it can be costly. If you don't keep your nose clean out on the racetrack, that's going to put the pressure on the guys in pit lane to take care of the damage quickly, assess it thoroughly, make sure you get it fixed in an efficient manner, because every spot that you save on pit lane is one spot your driver doesn't have to get on the racetrack. And in this situation, every position is important. Positions translate to points, and every point, Doc, matters in the chase.
You're exactly right, guys. Every single point is very important. And the grid across the top of your screen, you heard that Jimmy Johnson on the pole for the 2nd time this year and the 2nd time at Dover, Delaware.
Well, boys, just like what we spoke about, it's all about desire. You got to have the want to get this thing done here this year. You guys got to want it.
Jimmy Johnson weaving back and forth, making sure those tires are nice and clear. Check out our Coors Light cold hard facts. 7 of the 12 chase drivers have won here at Dover, including Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, and Mark Martin. All 5 Dover chase races have been won by a chaser. And folks, here's the kicker. The Dover winners here in the fall have never gone on to win the championship in the same year. This broadcast is available in Spanish by activating your SAP button presented by ESPN Deportes. In the spring here, folks, there were a record-tying 25 lead changes among 11 different drivers. There have been 7 different winners over the last 7 races here at Dover. We welcome you to race number 2 in the 2006 chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. 43 drivers thinking about victory. 12 of those have visions of a championship. Glad to have you with us. Good crowd on hand as they come out of turn 4 for the green flag here at Dover, Delaware. Jimmy Johnson pulling away to about a 4-car length lead. He will get the 5 bonus points for leading lap 1. These drivers are also aware there will be a competition caution at lap 25 because of all the rain washing the rubber off the racetrack.
You see most of these drivers are tiptoeing around here, giving each other room. You saw all the dust on the backstretch the first time by. It's going to take a few laps to get the track cleaned off and get these cars kind of settled in.
Yeah, I'd expect them to be a little more cautious, knowing in 25 laps you shouldn't get lapped. Just see what your race car has here at the beginning and see how we can work on it at the beginning as this rubber track starts to get rubber back on it.
There's Brian Vickers trying to gain a position, and they almost go 3 wide as the rookie Logano was thinking about going to the bottom of the racetrack on it.
Yeah, Joey Logano had a great car in practice in happy hour yesterday, so expect him to be good. A little pressure there on the 83.
Mark Martin, he went 3 wide. He's not holding back at all. There's the 44 car of A.J. Allmendinger. Martin in the middle of the group there. There's the 29 car of Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, Mark looks like he's actually struggling a little bit, and he's been caught kind of on the top side of the racetrack, and that is not at all where Mark wants to be. You can see that car really wiggle as he got down into turn 3.
The 11 and 2 car, Hamlin and Kurt Busch battling for 11th position, and Kurt Busch will take it. If you just joined our coverage and didn't hear NASCAR Countdown, there's a new tire that Goodyear brought. They tested it up here back in August, and the drivers were raving about how good this tire was and how much it gripped the racetrack. But now with no rubber on the track, everything they learned yesterday is going to have to wait a while.
Well, we'll have to wait too long because the tire that Goodyear brought here is a tire concept that they learned at Indy to put rubber into the racetrack, and it does that pretty quickly. I think we'll see the track rubber up and get black pretty quick and get back to kind of the way it was yesterday. We heard Dave Burns say that in the pre-race there right before we got going, that's what they expect to see here.
Yeah, and with all 43 cars out there running, then we're going to be able to see that happen quickly.
Well, Sam Hornish in the back of the 44, and nice job by A.J. Allmendinger to hold on. The good battle here. These guys 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. David Gilliland in that 71 car in 14th position.
Yeah, just looking at the lap times early on, the track's got a lot of grip. I mean, these times are not very far off. As a matter of fact, they're pretty quick compared to yesterday's practice times.
Tony Stewart going by there in the 14 car. Behind him, the 17 of Matt Kenseth. Up front, Jimmy Johnson is our leader. From the pole, he has led the first 7 laps thus far. Now, back in May, it was Johnson who dominated the day, leading 298 laps on his way to victory lane.